Hello, I am Majid 2006. Welcome to the channel What We Are. Why isn't he texting me back? You must have wondered when you haven't heard from him for a long time. You text your man with so much love and interest, but when they do not text you back, your brain starts making up scenarios that take you into panic mode. By the time he responds, you have already jumped to a conclusion. There could be many possible reasons behind him not responding to your texts. Check out this article to know the reasons and tips to deal with such situations. 1. He is already in a relationship. One of the true reasons guys do not text back is they are in a relationship. Does he respond to you only at a particular time of the day? Is he absent for several days at a stretch, say for a week, and then responds? Does he respond at weird hours? Does he often block your number and then come up with some obscure reason? Has he restricted his social media profile from you? If yes, maybe he is already in a relationship and is hiding this from you. In such cases, if you smell anything fishy, stay away from the person. He is not worth your time. 2. He's just being himself. Some men just don't check their phones that often. They don't really spend a lot of time texting. This could be a sign that he's comfortable enough with you to be himself. If your partner does not spend much time on his phone, he may not have seen your text in the first place. In that case, it's just easier to call him. 3. He needs space. Some partners can overwhelm their men with the number of texts they send. Him not texting you back could be a sign that he needs some space. You can take this opportunity to spend some time with your family and friends, as well. Just give him some time, and he'll come around. 4. He's not much of a texter. Some men are not big texters. It's easier to get a hold of them personally, on a call, or by email. Find out what's the best way to reach your man and use that mode of communication. And don't hold their lack of texting against them. 5. He's just not that into you. Okay, people, it needs to be said, a guy won't text you back if he's not into you. Maybe you went out with him and had high hopes that he would call, but he wasn't really interested. That is probably why he is not answering your texts, as well. Sure, he could have taken a more mature approach and told you that he is not on the same page as you. But, you can't change anyone. If a man is interested in you, he will make sure you know it. So if he is not texting you back, he's trying to send you a message. 6. He's playing hard to get. If you both just started dating, he may not be replying to your texts to play hard to get. He wants to see how interested you are in pursuing him. He may also just be trying not to seem too eager or needy. Style Craze says, you can hope he will reciprocate your feelings eventually if he's playing hard to get for a while. Let him feel that you're really pursuing him, so he ends his game. But do not go overboard either if both of you are not comfortable. 7. He is not into you. This often happens when you have just started dating. Sometimes, he may text you back after days, and sometimes, he may respond hours later. It is often confusing to read between the lines, so how do you interpret his on and off behavior? It means he may like you, but he is certainly not interested in you or looking for a long-term relationship. Maybe there is a compatibility issue, and he does not want to give you the wrong signals. He wouldn't have left you hanging if he were interested in taking it further. 8. He is not good at virtual communication. One of the true reasons guys do not text back is they are bad at virtual communication. Things often get misinterpreted in texts, and all cannot convey their feelings through written words. So, they may be guarded while responding or avoid texting at all. Maybe they are uncomfortable if they respond to your calls but not your texts. Style Craze says, if the guy is uncomfortable with virtual communications, tell him it is normal. Just make sure to plan more active date ideas outside the gadget world, like visiting an art gallery, going to the mall, fishing, hiking, or something as simple as organizing a movie marathon night at home with him. 9. He's hurt. If you both just had an argument, he could be taking time to answer because he is hurt or angry. This can be a good thing. It gives both of you time to cool down and think over the situation before responding. Just give him the time and space he needs. Style Craze says, you can also reassure him that you are there for him no matter what. Meanwhile, you heal from the argument, too, so the two of you can have a fresh start with all the positive energies around you. 11. Does not want to sound needy. When a guy does not text you back, it could be because he does not want to sound too demanding and impose his presence on you. He might be interested in you, but he also doesn't want you to categorize him as a stalker. Moreover, he might not want you to think he is pushing you into this relationship and wants to give you some space. 12. He's ghosting you. Some people are absolutely fine with ghosting other people. Maybe he thinks this is the best way to end things with you. If he hasn't replied to your texts in days, just stop messaging him. If he wants to talk to you, he will get in touch. But if he isn't texting you back and has blocked you, he's just ghosting you. 13. He has moved on. One of the true reasons guys do not text back is they have moved on. If he ignores your texts and is not returning your calls altogether, the chances are high that he has moved on. In the world of dating sites and apps, getting a date and meeting new people is not tough. If you have just met and have been on a date before he ghosts you, perhaps he did not find you interesting or compatible. 14. He's not a wordsmith. Maybe he's just taking time to respond because he's trying to find the right words. In serious conversations, the way you word things holds a lot of weight, especially if it is over text where there is a lot of room for misinterpretation. Give him some time to gather his thoughts, and he'll respond when he is ready. 15. He's seeing someone else. If you both are not exclusive yet, he could just be seeing someone else. So, he is probably splitting his time between you both. He may take some time to figure out which relationship to pursue. 16. He's overwhelmed. Some people tend to ask way too many questions early on in the relationship. Or, maybe a situation arose where you piled on the questions. This may overwhelm him, causing him to go back into his shell. Just give him a break and let him respond to you in his own time. It could also be that he's overwhelmed by the feelings he has for you, and he does not want to mess things up by saying something wrong. 17. He cheated on you. If your partner isn't texting you back suddenly, it could be because he cheated on you. Maybe your partner went out for drinks with some friends. The last time he texted you was to let you know that he was going to a friend's place. Then, nothing. You may know that there is a friend of his who's interested in him, and maybe there is a hint of spark between them. Maybe it was the alcohol or the chemistry, but your boyfriend may have cheated on you. Now, he doesn't know what to say to you and isn't texting. Remember, this is the last and worst case scenario, and you shouldn't jump to this conclusion unless there have been other signs that he is cheating on you. Don't immediately accuse him of cheating on you if he hasn't responded. Just wait for him to text you. If he isn't texting you back, don't go into panic mode. Here are some tips on what to do when your man isn't replying to your texts. What to do when he doesn't text you back. 1. Don't stress out. Don't jump to conclusions if your man doesn't text you back immediately. Maybe he's just busy or outside. When he can, he will get back to you. Panicking over nothing may send the wrong message to him. You may come across as too clingy. Just give it a few hours before messaging him again. 2. Avoid texting back again. Resist the impulse to send a follow-up text asking why he did not text back. Continue the normal conversation, if any, but do not interrogate him to know why he has not texted you. Unless you plan to call it quits with him, talk in a conversational tone without giving him any hint about your concerns regarding his lack of communication. 3. Call him. A simple call can be the answer to all the panicky questions running through your mind when your man doesn't respond. Call him and talk to him instead of making it a, let's see how long he'll take to reply, argument. 4. Check on him. If you've both had an argument or he just stopped replying out of the blue, send him a text asking if everything is okay. Just check in on him. Don't bombard him with questions. 5. Remember, it's not the end of the world. Whatever the reason is for him not to text you back, it's not going to destroy you. If he's busy, he'll get back to you when he's free. If he's not interested, you need to move on. If you both are on a break, you need to give him space or move on. Focus on yourself. Take this time to rediscover and pamper yourself. In this digital age, exchanging text messages almost every minute of the day is expected in romantic relationships. So, if your partner begins to leave you on read, it may become worrisome. But whatever the reason is, self-love is of utmost importance. So instead of worrying, check out the infographic below for some fun activities to keep your mind off things. If your relationship is at a place where you doubt its future, your partner's lack of proper and timely response can worsen the situation. However, a lack of interest in you may not always be why he is not texting you back. He could simply be busy hanging out with friends, playing hard to get, or don't have a reception. Whatever may be the reason, you should not stress out over this fact and try to get in contact with him or give him time. Finally, if your partner is not eager to talk to you, you should move on in life and respect yourself. Frequently asked questions. How long is too long for a guy to respond to your text? It can be concerning if a guy doesn't text within 4 to 7 days. However, it is better to wait for at least a week and then know the reason behind it before getting all worked up. Should you text again after no response? Wait for at least 3 days before sending a follow-up text. But if you already followed up and still did not get any response, it is better to stop texting. Key takeaways. Worrying about why your partner is not texting you back is normal. But most of us jump to conclusions without thinking of the many possible reasons behind it. It can be because he is busy, spending time with his friends, or needs some time to himself. It is better not to overthink and to follow a few tips to stay cool and get back to your life. Now, if you want to be successful in romantic relationships and know more, subscribe to my channel. I made many tutorials for you. I will kiss you, my dear.